Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I am with you this morning in a new role, in a combined role, and welcome to this house of God. So we'll begin with, and thank Gilbert for that beautiful prelude this morning, begin with our invocation. So if you would just center yourself and breathe in and breathe out this glory of God, knowing that this service this Sunday morning is in divine order, in the presence of everyone here in the sanctuary or on Zoom, or just what they feel of the vibrations that this service creates in the universal allness. I bless this time together. I bless each and every one of us, knowing that the truth of God shines forth to us and through us. And together we say, and so it is. Amen. So we begin this morning knowing that all is well. I'm doing both roles this morning, practitioner, which I am, even though I am a minister. I've always been a practitioner, always will be a practitioner, and bringing the message this morning. So we begin with a statement here. We each have our own unique signature like no one else's. Thank goodness. The world would not be the same without each of us. We all belong here to make the world as special as it is. And the affirmation for the week is, I am a unique expression of God and a blessing to life. Can we repeat that together? And we'll start with, I am a unique expression of God and a blessing to life. So we have a song this morning, and it is Lead Me, Lord. Well, again, good morning, everyone here in the sanctuary, all of those who are on Zoom. And you have a bulletin that has been passed out, and being that it's my Sunday that I chose to speak this morning, I have altered some of the information that is in the monthly theme and today's topic and the science of mind point of view. So I'm going to be reading from my interpretation and my interruptions and crosses outuses. So if you choose to follow in your bulletin, don't think that you're not seeing something that's not there, because you are. It's because I have crossed out just a few lines here and there as I progress through what I wanted to share this morning. So let's get started on our monthly theme. And the monthly theme this June, has been holy boldness. And it's been good. It's been good. There's been a lot of bold and holy things that have happened this month throughout the political world, throughout the world that we live in. So here we go with our own boldness. And God is in charge, so let's go ahead and go with the flow. So the theme for the month of June for Science of Mind, for Science of Mind and for the Centers for Spiritual Living, the theme for the month of June has been based on an acronym which represents the LGBTQ plus community. A community acronym used to represent a diverse range of sexualities and gender identities, referring to anyone who is transgender and or same similar gender attracted. So today I have chosen a focus for our Miracle Center, which includes all of what we have been speaking about this past month. And I have chosen a specific theme that I wanted to talk about. So we have heard the song, Lead Me, Lord. And honestly, that's all I can do. As a person, as a member of this church, as a practitioner, as a minister, and mostly as I thought about it a lot, and I was afraid to put myself into this word, but I have, and that's as a shepherd, and the other word is a captain. And today's talk is about my personalness as a shepherd and as a captain of a ship. So as I am speaking, I'm speaking of nursing myself, nursing the congregation through our next 6 months, the next 6 months of our wonderful year for Miracle Center, and of course for the world, but specifically for Miracle Center. So I'm going to start with the monthly theme, and it is, life invites us to live with gusto and verve. The only thing holding us back is ourselves and possible perceptions of obstacles. And I think just that sentence alone, as we look back over June, the month of June, there have been a lot of verve, there's been a lot of gusto, and there's been a few obstacles that have showed up in our world outside of our personal business, what has gone on in, I'll just say, in the political world. That obstacles, some are pretty normal, some are abnormal, and honestly, that's just like my life. Sometimes it's normal, sometimes it's abnormal, and sometimes it is always wonderful. But these things do shift and call our attention to what's going on in our world. Our attitude, outlook, willingness, perseverance, and resilience are critical. I'm going to repeat that. Our attitude, our outlook, our willingness, our perseverance, and resilience are crucial. Deep within us is a sacred knowing that always supports and guides us. That's my feeling of being shepherd and captain. Deep within us is a sacred knowing that always supports and guides us, combined with courage, tenacity, and keen inner listening. This innate knowing will deliver us from and through anything, and through anything. As we partner with Spirit, all things are truly possible, especially the seemingly impossible. So the summary of today's topic is, as spiritual beings, we are made all-inclusive through the creativity and abundance of God. At the center of our core is every color of the rainbow. We all come equipped with a color-filled palette at the core of our being, with all colors, shades, and hues. whether we tend towards colorful and vibrant or muted tones and shades. We all are our version of colorful to the core. It takes all the colors and shapes in the spectrum to make up the infinite variety of who we all are. Suggested science of mind point of view. We are each special and unique in our way. Within the human contingent, this includes our tastes, preferences, genders, gender nonconformity, orientations, labels, identities, specifications, characteristics, colors, sizes, shapes, styles, languages, attitude, approaches, cultures, philosophies, personalities, at all. We all matter to and in life, otherwise we wouldn't be here. Life needs us to be complete. That's what makes our world so abundantly colorful and flavorful instead of homogeneous and monotone. This is a reason to celebrate, sparkle, and shine, whatever that means to us. Now is the time to step forward in holy boldness and to step out with flair and panache, even if we're introverted, quiet, or subdued. And if you can believe it, if you knew me when I was between the ages of 10 and almost all the way up to 35, I believe, I was introverted, quiet, and subdued. So if you know me now, I know that's a little bit of looking back and trying to believe, because I've moved into a different category of being all glorious and shiny in life, which I think we all have at this point in our livingness. We all deserve the right to shine, and we're created to express ourselves out loud. Whatever that may look like, our symphony is not the same without all of us participating. Spirit knew what it was doing when it created us individually, uniquely, and colorfully. Let's appreciate ourselves and each other for who we are without bias or judgment. And now I have another song, and the song is "Nothing is Impossible" with what did I say? Did I say possible?
You said nothing is impossible.
Did I say M?
Yes.
Oh, good. I heard myself say possible. Okay. Nothing is impossible with God. And this is the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir again. So we're going to kick off the message with this great song. Amen.
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 Yes.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Bless you. Thank you.
Right.
Sometimes that's what I have to do with myself. I have to listen and repeat and repeat and repeat so that I know what I have heard, and I believe it, and I accept it, and I know it's my truth. So the amens were very much appreciated. We do know that nothing is impossible with God. And we also know that we are one with God, as God expressing, so there is nothing impossible within our realm of being, thinking, doing, and expressing ourselves to our highest good. So I have a message this morning, and it is, can we provide mutual support in stepping out with holy boldness? And I do believe that we do, and that we are, and that we will continue to be thus and so. So today, first of all, I bring a message of gratitude and my view of some of the next steps in our holy boldness. My first point is, yes, we can and do provide mutual support for stepping out with holy boldness. The report for since February for the purposeful giving $25 a month above our tithe is highly, highly successful. The balance currently is, as of today, $2,325. Happiness?
Yes. Yes.
Claps? Good? All right. Okay. There are a few things we still need to sort out, and that's working with my second point. I realize that we need to raise our weekly financial support. I know I am asking for two important issues to be met. I realized that this is the part where I said being the shepherd and being a captain of a ship. And it's not just me, and you know, if you've ever been on anything other than a one-person kayak, when you get out on the water, there's never only one person. So I looked at myself as the captain, but with a whole lot of captains around me doing what I realized was going on. And that is being the captain of a ship. 3 times this weekend I have seen the Titanic advertised on my list for my television programming. We're not the Titanic, but the visual, I wouldn't turn it on. I would not turn it on because I don't want to see the visual that I saw when I watched it a long time ago. And we all know what happened to it. The visual that I had as captain was that the figure that I read, $2,325 as of June 30th, 2024, is like, let's see, how can I do a ship? It's like this is the end. This is one part of the ship. And then the other part of the ship is like, you know, how can I do this? Is underwater. But there's the middle of the ship. It's not just the tip of the ship that's above the water, and it's not the whole ship that's under the water. There's something in between each of those points. And the point we are at right now is we've got to right the ship. Maybe a canoe is simpler to think about, but anyway, it's all the same analogy. We've got to right the ship as we continue with the end of the month program, and we've got to right the ship so that as we are below the water, we've got to bring it up so that we're even keel. If you can match that visual with me. So the other part of my feeling of being the shepherd is very, very difficult. for me. I was taught as through my ministerial training that there is ecclesiastical and there is fiduciary when it comes to a church responsibilities. The ecclesiastical is the ministry part, is the counseling, is the bringing forth the message, and active in the community, yes, doing outward things. The fiduciary side of ministry, or being a part of in ministry, is the board of trustees. And the board of trustees is the financial and the business and hiring people and that side. Now, I've been a minister for almost 20 years, maybe 22 when I think about it. And of course, you have a variety of teachers, you have a variety of seasoned ministers who are leading us new students into the ministry. And there were very, very, very few who taught or spoke to the minister being involved in the fiduciary side of ministering a church. There were some people that I knew very, very closely that never, I shouldn't say never, they probably did at some point. They worked with the board, they were on the board, but never moved into expressing what was happening within the fiduciary side of ministry. Then there were those, a couple that I did not know very well, but I knew them and heard their opinions at conferences, etc. And they were the chairpersons of their board. They were the financial person of their board. They were the absolute, what did I say, the shepherd and the person who did everything. There was no separation. So this that I'm talking about today is my shepherd side is really, really easy for me to do. The fiduciary side is a must for us as we move forward to January, to December, actually, 2024. So I'm speaking today about the spiritual aspect and the fiduciary aspect of Miracle Center for Spiritual Living. So making my second point, I realize that we need to raise our weekly financial support. Our weekly financial support is what goes on, as you know. Obviously we all have rent to pay, groceries to buy, clothes to buy, children to support, whatever. We've all got our fiduciary responsibilities at home. So we know. I'm not speaking as if we don't know. And I'm going to give you a figure. When I get to it here. For this past month, for the month of May, this beautiful report from our treasurer. And I'm going to give you two figures. The debit amount for May was $1,266. What would we say? at the end of the month, $1,266 was spent. After all bills were paid, there was $1,628.52 left. So if you want to write those figures down and you want to subtract the 1,266 from the $1,528.58, it shows you what was left at the end of May. And then at the beginning of June, we have electric, we have water, we have sewer, we have salaries, we have insurance, we have gas and electric. Did I leave anything out, Jerry? Oh, insurance.
You said insurance,
Insurance. That's enough. That's enough for you to think about.
spectrum.
And Spectrum. What would we do without Spectrum? So this is what being a shepherd, if you close out the other half of the responsibility as a minister and only allow myself to look at, oh, what am I going to share next Sunday? What am I going to bring forth next Sunday? And not take on what is not easy, because that's my easy side. If I don't take on the importance of the other side and my personal preference, then I'm not being either one. I am not assisting the membership, which I am a member. I am not assisting in bringing forth what we need to know. And I was reminded of that at a meeting with a small group of us working on a project last week. And questions came up, and this was a member, the person who was on the committee was a member. Well, what is going on? Well, why don't we tell the membership? So I'm telling the membership. And I bless each and every one of you that are here today. And I'm hoping that there are more members, people on Zoom to hear this. And if we need to do it again in a couple months, we'll do it again in a couple months. We'll see. So I realized, I'll go back to my notes here. I realized that we need to raise our weekly financial support. I know I am asking for two important messages to be met, and I know that. I know that. I realize that we are meeting our December 24th, 2024 goal and often not meeting our current monthly obligations. Yes, it is hard. It is hard to hear and hard for me to say. I have a few examples. I read the two I was going to read, just those two figures. And as a member, this is our church. This is our church. We have a board of trustees. If you as a member would like something explained to you, you get in touch with the member of the board gets in touch with the president of the board, and everything is open. We used to, at the church on Buckeye, we used to post all of our financial reports. Somebody asked for that. And we did that. We tacked them up on that bulletin board, and all of a sudden, we looked, and the pages were so dusty and so brown and so dry because nobody ever even took them down to look at them. But it's your right to ask for that. But we don't know if that's what you want unless you ask for it. So you're a member, I'm a member. The board are members. The congregation is members. Friends are so appreciated. We have so many friends who are not members that support our church. We have people that mail in tithes. I met one lady, it was one Mother's Day, because her mom and her brother participate in our church. And I cried when I met her because I recognized her name from Zoom and from a contribution that she sent in. I didn't even know the lady. So it's not just members, it's members and friends of Miracle who support us. So I have a few statements here that I want you to listen to and take them into your heart. And if you can't decide today what they are, I mean, I can copy this page at any time, and you can have this whole page. It's at the bottom of this page and the top of this page. I can copy this, and you can take it home, and you can consider these statements on your own at home. Take them into visioning. Take them into prayer. And the first one is, this is for us to examine within ourselves. I am responsible. It falls to me. It is my duty. I am obliged. I am required. I must. It is for me. It is up to me. It is my job. It is my sworn duty. It is my responsibility. All of these statements are true. Can we each realize at least one thought is true for each of us? And I will repeat them, and then I'll move on. And like I said, you can have a copy of this sheet, these sheets with these words on it. I am responsible. It falls to me. It is my duty. I am obliged. I am required. I must. It's for me. It's up to me. It is my job. It is my sworn duty. It is my responsibility. And again, I repeat, all of these statements are true. Can we each realize at least one thought is true for us? In my meditation, in my thoughts about sharing my thoughts with you, the next few lines refer to what I felt might be possibilities, and I know will make a difference because anything plus is a difference. I am asking if you will now give got to change that, sorry. I am asking if you now give $1 to give $2. If you are now giving $5 to give $7. If you're now giving $20 to give $25. Do you see the pattern? if your realm of giving does not fall within those numbers that are just numbers that I just chose, it's the premise, it's the activity of it, it's the plus to whatever it is that is whatever it is that you're giving. It is your plus. And do truly believe that this is the way I conduct my personal givingness. Mine's personal, yours is personal, all God's children, it's personal. Do what we can. We have July, August, September, October, November, December. 7 years it's taken us to December 2024 to finish our obligation to have this new facility, this new building, this new temple, this new house of God for our First Church of Religious Science, now Miracle Center, doing business as. My prayer is your prayer too. My prayer is your prayer too. I don't ask you for anything I am unwilling to do with you, with us together. That's how we got here. Together. We sat in a room and we raised our hands to this commitment. Some folks are no longer with us. Several have made their transition, so several people just aren't with us anymore. But that really doesn't matter. It's those of us who are still here. And there is nothing that is impossible. So I'm going to go to the conclusion and call to action that's in your bulletin. It might be a little different. I think it's about the same. We are all created special and unique. Life is inviting us to participate fully just as we are. We get to find our welcome in allies who support us just as we are. Show up and participate. We must find our inspiration, courage, encouragement, empowerment, and whatever it takes to be authentic, regardless of what anyone else thinks or says. Unfortunately, this could be lonely. A lot of times are lonely until more people are willing to support us where we are. One of our goals is younger folks coming into our awareness. When I look through my eyes and I stop the judgment. I have to call upon myself so many times. I stop the judgment and look forward to anyone. I don't care how old they are. I don't care what color hair they have, how many whatever's about them, just to come here and to sit and to listen and to cry at the back of the church like I did the first time I went to a Science of Mind church. And I know that my life changed forever. I started taking classes the next Monday. Everybody doesn't do that. Everybody doesn't have to do that. But if you are aware of who you see, who you know, without judgment about whatever or however they are doing their life, invite them in. And my prayer is that they can see those of us who are maybe 20 years older, maybe 10 years older, I don't care, but see how blessed we are because of what we hear here and what we read and what we take home and what we interpret that is said here. Doesn't matter really what I say, it's what's interpreted in your mind, in your heart, and what turns your life around in order to want to come back, bring some more friends. I just so want anyone to find the grace, the growth, the ability to live in wholeness, to survive illnesses, to be prosperous because of what I have learned since I walked into that Science of Mind church in Riverside, California. My prayer is your prayer too, and I hope my prayer that I shared with you is your prayer and your focus, and that we have so many people in this room that we have a nice TV over in the social hall that they can sit and watch, or we can blast it out into the parking lot if we have to. So we want to grow. We only not want to be prosperous in money. We want to be prosperous in changing the consciousness of the community, of the youth in our community, of any aged person in our community. Show up and participate. That's what we need. Show up and participate. We must find our inspiration, encouragement, courage itself, empowerment, and whatever it takes to be authentic, regardless of what anyone else thinks or says. That's big. That's big for individuals, for us to do. I know it is. Unfortunately, this could be lonely until more people are willing to support us where we are. It's up to us to decide if it's more worthwhile to fit in and not feel good because we're settling for less than our best, or to find the courage to show up just as we are. And I bless each and every one of you. Those that are here that are looking at me, those of you that are on Zoom that can hear me. There's a saying here. If they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. If they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. And that is from the former presidential candidate, which is interesting at the point we are now, the former presidential candidate and trailblazer, Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm. We've got to be the one that can do it. We've got to be the one. Bring a chair, bring a person, encouragement, and truth. And as new people come, I remember, as I said, being at the back of the church and welcome them. Welcome them. If you go in the social hall every Sunday, no names are on those chairs. If someone comes in that's new, sit in a different chair. Talk with people. I know the energy when that door opens, or that door, it's usually locked, but that door opens and I step in here and I'm not feeling good, or I'm feeling like, I know as soon as I step over that threshold, there is this essence, this love, this heartfelt energy that comes over me. And people who have come here have said, this is such a loving place. And it's not because we wear t-shirts that say we love you. It's because we're giving of our hearts. So let's welcome folks. Let's move around in the social hall and sit with folks and let them know who we are. And if they want to ask questions, we have practitioners here. We have a minister here. I am one that comes here quite often. I can tell you about this wonderful place. It's not just about the money. True, the money is a human factor that we have to deal with. After January 1st, 2025, it's ours. Ours. In every shape, form, window, curtain, and we can do whatever we want. We can paint it green, purple, brown, whatever. We can do whatever we want. So moving on. Now is our moment to shine, and we are the ones, so let's do it with holy boldness, recognizing that we are colorful to the core, forever and always in God, and rightfully so. So I'm going to move into treatment. Simple treatment. God is all there is. I am one with it. It is one with me. And in the simplicity of knowing that God and I are one, if you repeat that just within your own heart, within your own mind, when issues arise, and also joyful experiences arise, I am one with God as God expressing. And again, in the simplicity of treatment, speak your heart directly into the infinite spirit of God. Write it out. Speak it on a tape recorder so you can play it over and over again. Look in the mirror and say it. Express your love for God and all that it does and all that it can do, and it will be done. Thy will be done. The human and the infinite, thy will be done. And most important, as I started out this talk, give thanks. Nothing is guaranteed without a thank you. We must give thanks. We must believe in who we are and what we are doing. and our course is set. And that ship that is almost halfway all the way down into the waters of the the ocean of where the Titanic was. We right the ship. We are the captain. We are the shepherds. And this is our time between now and December 31st of this year to do this God-ordained expression of completion. We do it with grace and ease, and I give thanks for that. And together we say, and so it is. And we have a few minutes of a song. So if you would play the last song, and artist is taking collection while we focus on this last song. The practitioners are available for personal prayer and assistance after service Sunday mornings. Prayer requests, they are the persons who wear the gold stoles. Prayer request forms are on the backs of the chairs in the sanctuary. If you would bring them up and put them in the box, they will be picked up, or you can give them to me or to a practitioner. They are confidential, and the prayer work begins. And as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't stop, because we will continue to pray for your prayers, for your questions, for an answer. You may also email your request to fran10_10@att.net. Again, 100% confidentiality. That's the announcements, but I have a very important request from the finance persons who count our money on Sundays. If it is at all possible, please, sometimes there are 3 requests for the building fund, for the end of the month fund, for the collection, for tithe. At the bottom of your check, where you can write what you want the check to go toward. Please, if you can, use a separate check for each category. We have different places where money is placed with the bank, and it makes it so much simpler if you can do that for your tithe. And you can use an envelope for cash. You write your name on it, write how much is in it, and that too will be of assistance. So I only went 4 minutes over. That's rare. So bless you all. And thank you for being here today. So we'll see you next week.